not thought it would be torn from me so soon. She was the name my whole self knew when she left Blackmoon. I said all things would hold, I said it as I always do, when something must not fold. Inside I felt the cleaner truth, not absence, only rending, as if a hand had reached through bone to take back what it had just lent me. So I did what I have always done, when what lives under the name threatens to give way. I resumed the function. Blackmoon could not stay unguarded. It should have been enough. It was what I knew. It was not enough. Scent, what had altered in me, not her scent only, though that alone would have come through. Something broader, more final, my whole being had turned. The body, the silence, the way instinct held the air in me. Before I had answered nothing, no call but territory, no space left open in me for any claim but Blackmoon's own. That was no longer true. Something in me had chosen, and what had chosen had sealed each other path from view. The females felt it first, before speech, before thought had bones. I was not free, not in the thin human sense, not as a male caught merely by need, older than that hole as a winter den locked deep. There was no opening left in me for what was not her. No vacant hunger, no unclaimed ground. Everything in me spoke one law: do not come closer. I did not correct them, I did not soften it, and because I filtered less than before, because the wound passed at times through scent, through voice, through answers cut too short, unrest moved through the pack like furs that lean before the storm is caught. And the borders began answering badly, not broken, worse. Wrong. A silence where none should have lain. A past the pack rid poorly. A sector that held scent as if it belonged to another year. My wolves return with that same uncertainty I had once felt in myself. Not threat alone, not safety either, but something crossed beneath both and near. Because weakness is a sound men hear before wolves do, the hunters began to test the edges. Not war, not yet pressure. Steer where traps had failed before, tracks too deliberate for wandering. A patience that believed our mountain had begun to yield. So I tightened what I could, sent patrols wider, closed the lesser trails, held the center, waited for the strike. It came in fragments first, a warning howl from one sector, then another. Then one of mine returned with blood in his coat and another's breath still on him. He told me hunters had pressed too far into a lower reach of Blackmoon. A young one had been caught near their line before the pack could reach him. The human pair I had permitted to remain had driven the hunters back and pulled the boy clear. With their magic, I went to them myself. I needed the shape of it from their own mouths. I asked them why they had risked themselves for ground not born to them, for a people not of their blood, for a mountain that owed them none. They did not answer quickly, they did not need to. The woman looked at the trees first, the man at the ridge beyond, as if the words were already there and only had to be brought down. Then they told me their daughter loved this place. That clean truth, nothing more. Asteria loved this place. Until she returned, they would not let harm reach it. With the weight of that still in me, and took the night paths once again. The border still required tooth and judgment. The hunters would come again. The pack still moved uneasily around the gap she left in me. But something under all of it was no longer the same. I was not only guarding territory now, not only rock or lore, or the old silence that keeps us sound. I was keeping a place she had entered deep enough to love, a place that bore her absence like bark bears cut initials long after the blade is gone. And under that keeping, the older things stirred on. No answer yet, only the sense Blackmoon too had begun to remember what it was once forced to bury. I remain where I was made to remain, between the mountain and what would wound it, between the pack and what would break its line, between her absence and the place that bears her still. If memory has woken under these stones, then let it come as winter comes.